Welcome to Business Legal Lifecycle TV, the live TV show all about the legal aspects of your business to help educate you on complex legal terms in an easy to understand manner, to help understand why you need to do certain things in your business from a legal point of view, and to help you develop a plan for the future. Our mission at Business Legal Lifecycle is to help empower all small to medium-sized businesses around the world to get access to legal advice so that they can help build their communities and make the world a better place. Did you know that any business owner is on average 7 months away from losing everything? That is the average time it takes from a successful business to fold when an aspect of their business is not set up correctly. Have you ever wanted to get legal advice but didn't understand what was going on? Do you feel like there is a divide between lawyers and their clients? Then this TV show is for you. It is all about empowering you and your business with the knowledge and tools to ensure that this doesn't happen to you. Business Legal Lifecycle TV delivers a twice-weekly show focusing on the legal aspects of your business. At lunchtime on Mondays, we present Fast Fix Monday, a quick 5 to 10 minute show that will give you some actionable steps to consider for the week for your business. And at lunchtime on Wednesdays, we present our in-depth show of between 30 minutes and an hour, where we go through complicated legal aspects of your business in a simple to understand, plain English manner. And whether that is through educational pieces or interviews with experts in their fields.
Afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Fast Fix Monday here at Business Legal Lifecycle TV. Today is Monday, hence Fast Fix Monday, and we're talking more about Phase 13, which is insolvency and winding up. So, Jeremy, say hello to everyone.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're having a great day.
Excellent. So today we're just going to go through some of the consequences of bankruptcy. So bankruptcy is an individual person that's declared essentially insolvent, they're unable to pay their debts, and a sequestration order is made against them, and they're now bankrupt. So this is an individual. When we talk about insolvency in previous shows and going forward, that's about a company. But today we're talking about individual bankruptcy. So we just wanted to go through some of the consequences of bankruptcy. If you've got any questions, please let us know. So Jeremy, do you want to kick off with the first consequence of bankruptcy?
Thanks, Craig. The first consequence is essentially that when you're made bankrupt, a trustee is appointed to manage your financial affairs. So what does that mean? That means that someone else has control over what you can spend and all of your debts, and they take control over everything. They get all of your bank accounts, all of your debts, and they basically manage it. Now, so that's a huge thing because you're basically giving over control of your estate for a period of time, whether it be 3 years or if the law changes, which it may do in the near future to 1 year, you're going to have someone else to actually manage your bankruptcy and to manage your financial affairs. So that's the first one. Craig, number two.
So bankruptcy may affect your income, your employment, and potentially your business if you're self-employed. So when you're bankrupt, you can earn a particular amount. It depends on how many dependents you have as to how much you can earn before everything over and above that goes to your trustee, and part of that can be to pay your creditors. So it's not that you just go bankrupt and then your income isn't affected. It will affect it or can affect it. Your employment, depending on how or who you're employed as, it might be in breach of your employment agreement to be a bankrupt if it's something to do with dealing with money, for instance, or some other thing like that. And obviously, it may affect your business. If you're bankrupt, then and you're a sole trader, then there's going to be issues, director, those sorts of things. So it can have an effect on your income, your employment, and your business. So it can have pretty far-reaching ramifications. So Jeremy, what's the third one?
The third one to realise is that bankruptcy doesn't release you from all of your debts. And this is something that a lot of people don't realise. That they think that they can go bankrupt to avoid debts. Most debts are included in your bankruptcy. And so what that means is that if you're bankrupted on the 1st of April 2018, then all of your debts at that time that can be wiped and you start afresh. But things like child maintenance, fines to government agencies aren't actually wiped by bankruptcy. So you need to be really careful that if you're trying to avoid paying a debt, which is not a reason to go bankrupt, but if you are, then you need to make sure that it's actually a debt that will be included and will get wiped. So that's number three. Craig, what's the next one?
Yeah, bankruptcy can affect your ability to travel overseas. So pretty important one, you may have to hand your passport in. And then even without that, you've still got to request permission from your trustee that you're going to travel overseas. Pretty obvious, I guess, from a bankruptcy point of view. You know, they don't want you, one, going overseas and not coming back. And the other is, you know, it's come into question if you're bankrupt, you know, why are you going overseas, how are you paying for it, et cetera, et cetera. So you need to get consent from your trustee, and they might ask for further questions about why you're traveling, those sorts of things. So it will affect your ability to travel overseas. So Jeremy, the next one. MPII.
Yes, the next one is the MPII. So at the moment, the way that the law is in Australia as of April 2018, that if you're bankrupt, your name will appear forever in the National Personal Insolvency Index, and that's a publicly searchable register. So people can search that and see that you were declared bankrupt at a point in time. That can affect your ability to deal with other people in business. So that's a really important thing. That may change. There has been talk of that changing for at least the first bankruptcy, but at the time of recording this, that is certainly the case, that your name will forever appear on the National Personal Insolvency Index. Craig, the next one.
So bankruptcy can affect your ability to obtain future credit. It probably goes without saying. So if you're applying for credit over a set amount, and that varies, you must inform that credit provider of your bankruptcy, which seems pretty self-explanatory. And also credit reporting agencies will keep a record of your bankruptcy for 5 years from the date you became bankrupt, or 2 years from when your bankruptcy ends, whichever is the later of the two. So it's going to stick around for a while, and you're going to have to declare that if you're obtaining credit over a set amount. So it can affect your ability to obtain future credit. Jeremy, what was the next one?
The next one is that the trustee may sell your assets. So I said before that a trustee is appointed over your affairs, and the trustee is able to sell certain assets. Now, you're allowed to keep your ordinary household goods. If you have tools to earn an income, you're allowed to keep those to a set amount, and you're allowed to keep a vehicle up to a set amount. But everything else can be sold to actually realise the debt. We've had cases where bankruptcy trustees have sold golf clubs, haven't we, Craig?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you need to be aware that your assets can be sold and that they can be used to pay back your debtors, especially if you own real property or have vehicles over that set amount. We're not going to go through the set amounts. If you're interested, you can ask us more. But yeah, we want to keep these shows to be evergreen, and yeah, those amounts do change over the years. So Craig, we've got two more to go. Do you want to go through the second and last one?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So you may lose the right to take or continue legal action. So if you've got something on foot and you go into bankruptcy, then it's up to your trustee in most instances whether or not that will continue. So that's obviously a big one. You may have instituted proceedings trying to recover debts, those sorts of things, and the trustee then has to look into that because they've got to fund it and they've got to get the money from somewhere. And that's where it normally comes down to, is whether there is any money to actually continue with court action. So yeah, you may lose the ability, or you lose the ability to continue it in most instances, and then it's up to your trustee whether or not it's going to continue. So definitely one consequence of bankruptcy that most people may not realise at the time. So you got to take your advice before you take these sorts of actions if you are appointing your own trustee. So yeah, next one and the last one, Jeremy.
So the last one is the time. Bankruptcy lasts for 3 years and 1 day from the day that you file your statement of affairs. So when you're bankrupt, you'll be given a statement of affairs where you've got to disclose all of your financial assets and liabilities. Until you do that, that 3-year period doesn't start. But as soon as you do that, then you've got 3 years that your bankruptcy will last. As I've said a number of times, there is legislation that is being discussed in Australia to reduce that to 1 year. But at the time of recording this in April 2018, it's 3 years. So it's very important that if you are declared bankrupt, that you provide all that information as soon as you can. Craig, that's it for today.
Excellent. So thank you everyone for joining us for Fast Fix Monday. That was the consequences of bankruptcy. We'll be back again on Wednesday for an interview episode with someone in the business world. We know they're going to have a lot to share with you that is valuable information. If you've got any questions about what we've spoken about today, please let us know. As always, with everything, we're here to help. If you've got questions or want some more information, we can point you in the right direction if we don't know it. So yeah, get in touch with us via Facebook or Twitter or wherever it is you might be listening or viewing this episode of Fast Fix Monday. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks.